I love you.
Deborah Payne lives in a small section of the Englewood neighborhood in this little yellow house with her husband Joe. They've been here for 35 years.
That was some wonderful years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Paynes have a lot of good memories from those years of living on West 57th Street. But these days, their neighborhood is surrounded by the constant rumble of passing freight trains. Norfolk Southern Railroad wants to expand its operations south from Garfield down to 61st Street. That's about 84 acres. And the Payne's house and a few others are standing in the way.
My fight about this being a railroad yard is the way they did it.
Payne is upset because she says the railroad and the city never consulted first with area residents about the plan. She is seen here in a 2013 documentary called The Area, trying to organize her neighbors against the expansion plan.
Y'all live in the area? I need you all to talk to these people about how the railroad is aggressively buying our property.
The documentary was put together by University of Chicago graduate student David Shalial.
I felt that it was really critical to come in and do something about what was happening here.
Norfolk Southern needs more space to handle the explosive growth of intermodal shipping. Chicago plays a major role in it. Somewhere around $3 trillion worth of goods loaded into giant steel containers move through this region each year. Everything from flat-screen TVs to dishwashers to clothing are carried inside. The containers travel on massive ships across the oceans, arriving at U.S. ports, where they get unloaded, transferred to trucks or trains to continue their journey across the country. The major railroads operate 19 intermodal yards in the Chicago area, and business is up 27% over the past 5 years. The largest operation is just southwest of Chicago in Will County, where 2 massive rail yards covering about 6,000 acres are in operation around the clock. There's a steady line of container trucks outside the rail yard waiting to be loaded or unloaded. Aerial photos show how quickly the area went from mostly farmland to rail and industrial warehouse space in a matter of just a few short years. John Grueling is the president and CEO of the Will County Center for Economic Development.
In Will County, the intermodal business started just about 15 years ago, and I like to say we went from 0 to 3 million in that 15 years.
3 million is the number of containers that pass through the twin rail yards each year. Trucks then haul those containers to nearby distribution warehouses.
This is the most efficient way in freight transportation to move product in and out of this country.
Well-known retail names such as Home Depot, Dollar Tree, and Walmart have established huge facilities in Will County to handle the incoming freight. An estimated 20,000 new jobs have been created as a result.
We clearly have found the edge in logistics and transportation.
Besides creating jobs, the intermodal industry pumps millions of dollars in tax revenue into Will County. That's why the Englewood project is so attractive to the city of Chicago. Tax revenue from an expanded rail yard, where currently there are numerous empty lots, could be as much as $100 million, according to 20th Ward Alderman Willie Cochran. Cochran, who represents the Englewood neighborhood, supports the expansion and says it will bring new employment opportunities to the area.
We are creating careers by putting that railroad station here in Chicago, in the Englewood community.
Norfolk Southern issued a statement saying the expanded rail yard is expected to create 400 jobs and have a regional economic impact of $1.6 billion by 2030.
We're not going to get none of those jobs they get.
Bringing no jobs at all, this is a lie.
The railroad has been quietly purchasing properties in Englewood for nearly 10 years and demolishing homes. One of those houses was once owned by Beverly Russell.
But I love this little place. And it's sad to see it's gone. This is my home. This is where it was.
Beverly planted an evergreen tree. She had a garden. She got married inside the house that once stood here. Neighbors say it was a tight-knit community, but things are changing quickly as the railroad gobbles up home after home.
The obvious thing that's being lost is this community, and it really is a special community. Hey, how you doing, sir? Good to see you.
Deborah Payne says she understands that progress is necessary. She's just angry about the way it was all handled.
I think they thought the majority of the people were ignorant, they was going to just go.
Hundreds of neighborhood residents did go, taking the railroad's buyout offers and moved on. But about a dozen families are still holding on to their homes till the bitter end, including Deborah and her husband Joe.
I'm going to be right here. And when people need me, I'm going to be right there to help them.
For WYCC PBS Chicago, I'm Greg King.